Hi, Miss Tracy. Hope you are doing well. I'm hoping to have a better week. Hi, Pam. How are you? Aren't you supposed to be working? Hi, Cheryl. I hope everybody is doing well. Come on in, everybody. I'm Jeanette from Our Backroom Creations, and today we're gonna make a little hanger for the wall, the door, probably the wall. It's a little bit small. But if you are watching on your phone, if you flip me on your side, might look a little bit better. Welcome, Linda. You are working. You're working at watching me. Are you pulling double duty? So I am going to need probably, I think I'm going to need all my 45 minutes. So we're going to get started. But as you guys filter in, um, welcome. Well, good morning, Ricky. How are you doing? Happy Friday, Jennifer. Okay, so I'm all solo because I'm during the day. We're gonna move you on down so you can see what I'm doing. It is a happy Friday. I don't have to work my full-time job today. Woo-hoo. So all I have here is some hearts from the Dollar Tree, and uh, I stained them with. Hi, Ellen. Oh no, the ER with your son. I hope he's okay. Good afternoon, Kathy. So I just used a little Hello Hobby Wax. You know, they replaced the Waverly that not all stores got replaced, but I've had this for a little while. And I just rubbed it on with a baby wipe, and then wiped off any excess and let it dry. You guys didn't need to see me do that. We've got some beads. We've got a printout. This pretty heart. And I went around it with a paintbrush with some water. That's why it's kind of a little loppy. This was just printed out on computer paper, so we're going to hope that that does well. First thing we're going to do is get our Mod Podge. I always call it Modgy Podgy. On here so it can dry. I'm thinking I'm going to do the iron method. We never know sometimes on our projects until we get started. I hope everybody's having a happy Friday. Hi, Cynthia. Good afternoon. If you guys wouldn't mind sprinkling, at 30 we start pulling names, and every 10 we pull 5 more. So those are good times. The month is ending. This will probably be the last public live of the month. Haven't been on a whole lot this month. We've got some new projects, new products could be coming out, and we've been spending all of our extra time doing that. Got so much in. Hi, Michelle. How are you doing, girl? Michelle was a roomie at an event. She'd be a roomie at another event this year. Except for we won't be sleeping with a chair up against the door. Long story. We were in an Airbnb, and she was a little freaked out by it. So, okay, nice thick layer of Mod Podge, and where's my little heat tool? Thank you, Jennifer, for sprinkling. So we're just going to try to dry this a little bit. Sorry if I found that sound. Hey, June on YouTube. I do stream. If you ever have problems on Facebook, sometimes, Facebook's a little wonky. You can always hop over to our YouTube channel. We do stream to both. And if you wouldn't mind hopping over there anyway, even if you're not having any problems, and give us a subscribe. We're trying to make that YouTube channel grow. We're like at 6160 on Facebook. It's just slowly creeping. I unfortunately don't have a whole lot of time to go live publicly. I do have my private group that we do twice a week, but Much appreciate any likes and follows and subscribes and thumbs up and hearts that we can get. That's truly what helps move our pages in that nasty algorithm that Facebook has. I say nasty because sometimes it's not nice. So we're going to work on the top of this. I hope I have enough time. Sometimes my projects are a little overzealous. We got over 30, so I'll be pulling 5 names. I go back after the live and just randomly pick people. So if you're watching in the background, you want to make sure that you at least say hello, so the little bot will pick up your name. A little tacky. Maybe once I get working with it, we'll leave that to the side right there real quick. So I'm working on, this is the inside of my little hanger here. And so we're going to put beads. It's like a spacer. Did this with a big round one time, and I hope, oh, that's not the same shape. I was trying to pick out the same size beads so we can not be all lopsy-daisy. I did this with a round one time. This is just beacon glue. I don't use it too often, but sometimes when you just use hot glue on wood, it comes apart. Or at least I have found that, especially if you're going to have it in a drastic temperature. So we're going to use a little bit of both. I know you're not supposed to mix glues, but I'm going to anyway. And if I was doing this slower, I would just like dot each of my beads, but we're not. Hello, hello. Hey, Stacy. Hope everybody's having a great day. As soon as I get off here, I have a special project. Oh, I shouldn't have done that with the glue. You always mix glues? Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one. So my glue already dried there. So, ouch. I don't really care how that hurt. That they're not all the same color. We're going to do something else here that will, ooh, that's a sizzling. I was going to use my great big beads, but it was just a little bit more, ouch, more gap than I wanted. If anybody else has a Ryobi glue gun, they are like the devil incarnate sometimes. The sun is finally shining. Oh, I know. It's been horrible. I'm in Ohio. I don't know where everybody else is at, but I hope your weather is better than mine. Because here in, I don't know if I'm considered Northeast Ohio or kind of East Central Ohio. So that hot glue is sizzling with the beacon glue. So up here at the top especially, you're in Michigan. I used to live in Michigan. My first husband was in the Air Force. I know that and it was Wart Smith Air Force Base. Come on, you doofus. We were there for about 2 years. Very cold. Ouch. Now I know what I'm doing. That glue is going up that hole and it's going right up the other end. Oh, I tell you what, I have had the most challenging week. Now we're just going to dot that. It really doesn't matter if the dots or if the hole's up. I tend to do that because sometimes beads get a little bit flat on the sides of the hole. I was supposed to go to Michigan on vacation this year. We were going to go to oh, one of them islands up north, right off it was in Lake Michigan side. I lived on Lake Huron for like 6 months, and we're talking on it. Like, there was sand in my yard. That's how close I was. But unfortunately, it was not warm weather that I could just walk outside and go swimming. It was in the winter, and I was pregnant with my second child, and it was a rough pregnancy. I was sick until about 8 months. Well, welcome, Venus. I'm happy you're here. And anybody else that's new, please bop me on the nose and give me a follow. I don't really want those red beads. Those I was kind of staying away from. I thought I had taken them out, but I guess not. Down here, I want them a little bit closer. Ooh, we'll do it this way. They actually do glue a little bit better if they're on their side. End of the work week, unless you're running a craft business, and we work 7 days a week, don't we? Thank you for welcoming any new people. So we're just going to continue. I know this is kind of boring, but it must be done. And I'm a prepper. Hi, Jackie. Thanks for stopping by. I like to prep a lot of things. I started my business as a wreath maker, and I'm still a wreath maker. I make wreaths all the time. In fact, I got to do a custom order today. And we make sublimation signs and sell them mostly to wreath makers. Some people just want to hang it on their door. I'm about ready to run out of glue. That's the way it goes. Michelle and I actually know each other. We've met. Slept in the same room. Oh, that was a funny weekend. Her and another lady went to a event, and our Airbnb was a little older, which was fine. It was a nice house, but I'm checking out all these doors and seeing where they go to, and I'm like, oh, this one's locked. And we're going to the meet and greet that night. I'm like, I wonder where the door is to the upstairs. And they're like, it doesn't have an upstairs. And I'm like, guess it does. No, it don't. So I'm like, go outside and look up. There's a window up there. So that creeped them out. They're like, oh my gosh, there's an upstairs, and we don't know how to get there. Don't know who's up there. I'm making fun of Michelle, but that's okay. And then they left all the lights on, so I got up in the middle of the night and turned them off. They were waiting for me to say I turned the lights out because they didn't really want to ask how they got turned off. They didn't really want to know at that time. And then they were like relieved that I actually said I turned the lights out. I love you, Michelle. Okay. So this is going to be our inside. So it looks messy, and that's okay. Hi, Sue. Okay. So that's the little dot. It was a little hole there. We're just going to push that off to the side. We got our little iron here. And what I'm going to do is, this is actually shipping paper that came in one of my packages yesterday. And so I'm like, oh, I needed some brown paper. I don't know. See, I don't know why I dried that, just because. I'm not going to do the whole heart because we're not going to see the whole thing. But that printout is a little bit smaller. I was actually wanting to do this on a piece of glass, which that'll probably be another day. That's why I said I got to get busy because I know there's a lot of different pieces to my project. I'm just doing the edge. Gotta make sure we get enough glue underneath there though. So I really didn't need to dry this, but it'll be okay. It looks like we're pulling 10 names from the live. Thank you for spreading the glitter. I love glitter if you don't know me. I mean, I really love glitter. My husband hates glitter. Of course, the sublimation side of our business does not like glitter. So when I am in my room making stuff, I am banned from going into his room because he's like, no, stop. You cannot come in. You have glitter on you. And I'm like, no, I don't. He's like, you might. You're in your room. So we have a lot of things that we like to do. My husband is my business partner and my partner in life is what he says. Oh, how sweet. He's not a romantic. He'll tell you that. Thank you, Kathy. He is not a romantic. I think I can count on one hand in 18 years how many times I got flowers. It's okay. I'm one of those ones, you know, I grew up kind of poor. I mean, we had everything we needed, but, you know. Hi, Charlotte. How are you doing? But, you know, you don't have that luxury stuff. You love glitter, too. I love glitter so much, I named my private group. It's got the word glitter in it. My new line will have nothing. Well, I won't say it has nothing to do with glitter. It can. I am overlapping these a little. And then once it's dry, we'll take the little sandpaper. Yeah, he doesn't do that either. But that would be nice. He's grew up. His dad's a little bit of a hothead. I grew up that way too. My dad, oh, my dad, God bless his soul. He's been gone about a year and a half, and he was not a romantic at all. But I can remember one year as a kid that my dad bought. My mom loved Chanel No. 5, and she wasn't a prissy woman, or isn't. I still have my mom. She's not a prissy woman by any means, but she liked the Chanel No. 5. So he bought her some one year. Her birthday is April 26th. He bought it and gave it to her March 26th. So he comes in and he had flowers. I think he had flowers. And little present. And I'm looking at him going, their anniversary. Their anniversary's not until September, and I'm thinking, Mom's birthday's next month. And he tells her happy birthday. And I bust up laughing. I was probably 12, 13. And Mom's like, thank you, but next month is my birthday. He's like, oh, well, at least happy early birthday. So see, we just went around and put that brown wrapping paper all around the edges. Your dad was a hothead too. My dad wasn't really a hothead. Dad was strict, and I was a brat. Oh, I know what you talk about, Charlotte. I actually have hardwood floors in here. And so I actually bought a little shop vac because the broom don't cut it. So I try to and keep the glitter going out of the room. But listen, Christmas time, you just can't, because where I take pictures is in another bedroom. So I got to carry my stuff down there. And then, carrying it in and out to take to, we're in a shop of town. So taking it there, putting it in my car. Oh my gosh, my car got glitter in it. It's horrible. Okay, let's see if we can get this going. So here's our little heart. I did take a little brush of water and go around. Now it's got little white specks around it. Oh, I didn't get me a piece of parchment paper so I don't get icky stuff on my glue. I have loose glitter everywhere. Of course, I recently started dabbling in resin, which I love, by the way. So you may start to see some of those projects. So we're going to iron this on. I hope the glue got dry. This may help the glue dry on the edges too. I love these little craft irons. Hopefully they'll get all dry where I can sand off those edges. I hope I can finish. If not, I will finish and post a picture. I hate doing that though. I want to have you see till the end. So the one bedroom where we have some supplies and where I take pictures has carpet. Used to be my son's. Uh-oh. Oh no. I tell you what, Miss Tracy will know what I'm talking about. I've had a bad week, and now that glue activated, and I forgot because it doesn't have anything over it. Lord, talk about a catastrophe. Maybe we can get it off. Oh, look, it even put ink onto my parchment paper. I may have to fix that up. Now I know I'm not going to finish. Doggone it! It's a nice idea. Yeah, I think I overshot. I shouldn't have put the iron up on the edge. So we got some redoing to do. That is pretty though. I designed signs, so I was finding some clip art. I bought this clip art for a sign, and it had a bunch of different images of these floral hearts, and I'm like, oh, thank you. So we're going to go ahead and sand this off and see where we have to fix any boo-boos. This is one of those little gators. Got a little sandpaper on it. I know this sounds probably not too pleasing, but sometimes I use I've got a little handheld, like a Dremel. It's not a Dremel brand, but it's like that. And I'll use that little sander and I'm like, and it's off. Thank you. So the idea was to have, excuse me, I'm getting over being sick. The paper here, which we'll take some wax and see if we can't make it look. I was wanting to make it look old, so I guess I did make it look old. Thank you, Kathy. We're trying here. I'm trying to get all the rest of the wax or the parchment paper off. So don't put parchment paper over your Mod Podge because it will heat it down. Thank you, Cynthia. I have to get some new paper out. I'm eclectic in my style, so I love Miss Tracy's primitive, but the only primitive thing that I usually have in my house is some pip berries. I like some of it. I like country. I like farmhouse. I like industrial too. I like the industrial. You love doing sublimation? I do too. I love the designing part of it, and my husband, he is the the presser. He's the one that does everything else. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is this is that little wax from Walmart. This is how I did the, ooh, that was a lot. I don't know if I want all that. Of course, I didn't put my gloves on. Hot Mess Express. You do it all. He won't let me in his room. So we're just going to take this and go on the edges. Now this would be cute enough in its own. Actually do have some vintage photo distress oxide. And where I tore the paper on the heart, I was going to do this first before I glued it down, but I didn't. We also sublimate wood, and actually started making t-shirts when I first started all of it, and then we kind of quickly grew to my husband. The reason he wanted it, that's about, he has his excuse me, his room is about half my size. I have this room. I used my kids' bedroom, my grandkids' bedroom, and until they come over, and then I have to pull all the boxes out. So this actually kind of matches the paper I had behind the heart. It was very grungy. So I'm actually almost kind of liking that. So my oops turned into a good thing. Except for my burnt finger. I always say when I have to put my fingerprint on something, I'm like, you may not be able to get a fingerprint. I burnt my finger so much from the glue gun. Okay, so we're going to take this. This is our base. You love it even more? Thank you. Oh, that kicked off. Darn it. All right, well, we'll just use this. This is little bits of styrofoam. It was in a complete block, and I just cut little slivers. They're like, why are you putting styrofoam in here? You will see. Mostly just need it up at the top. But we're going to put it everywhere just in case. Because once I put it on here, there's no going back. So my glue gun kicked off. Oh, we got a little piece of lace. I think that's my extra piece. Uh-oh, I'll have beads everywhere. He'll step on one and go, "Were you playing with the beads again?" If you ever watch when my husband's here, we have it sounds like we hate each other, but we don't. We love each other. So I'm going to see, this is how I'm going to attach my rope instead of like drilling holes in it. I'm going to go out the same place. Hi, I gotta do this quick because I don't want it to dry. I see a piece of glitter in there. We jinxed it. Okay, so now we've got spacers in here. Okay, so I'm not going to hang it. All right, and we got 15 minutes. Okay, don't want to spill that. So what we're going to do, I'm doing good. Getting over being sick, but you know, what do you do? So what I'm going to do is, oh, I turned on my glue pot and must have been unplugged. So these are hops. They're called hops. So we'll glue some in there. So that styrofoam was in there for me to be able to stick flowers into. I did this with a big round one last year. You may not have had to have the styrofoam, but I wanted it there if I needed it. And we've got some pink. So we'll get as much as we can in here. We have pink ones. Well, thank you, Jennifer. I can't remember where I saw it. I saw it done. It was done a little bit different than what I did. There. But you know, that's the whole thing about getting ideas from people. You watch people do something and you're like, oh, well, I could do it this way or that way. It has some little roses. I don't think I want the leaves on there. Or at least not on that piece. Normally I have a glue pot over here, but I turned it on, but it was unplugged. Because you probably almost wouldn't need that styrofoam, but I can hear it crunching in there. So that means my glue hit it. That's my red. Bring it over here so I don't have to keep turning around. But you could do this with all kinds of sizes of wood, you know, pieces. You could drill holes in it if you wanted to be able to hang it another way if you wanted. I get flowers from a lot of different places. That's a nice clump. I don't want to take that apart. I might have to. I like pushers where you can push them all up to the end. Usually I have, like when I do florals, my whole table here will be covered in florals. Because you want options. And that's why I put them closer together down here. So if you didn't want to go all the way down, you wouldn't have to. And then we have some little eucalyptus here. And these are pullers. You can just pull them off. That's usually, this is a more less expensive one, and that's usually how I utilize this, is just pulling them apart. But I'm so glad you guys came. If you haven't joined Craft Around the Clock, you want to do that, because then you could see all the amazing presenters that we have, and we have new people. I don't even know everybody's names yet. I can see their face, but I'm like, what was their first name? So if he's popped on, my name is Jeanette. I've been with Crack Around the Clock for a few months now. I don't get to watch as many people as I like because I do work outside the home. Thank you, Sue. So it's just something different, brings more flowers into it, and you could, adapt this to whatever type of arrangement that you're using. I do like the hops. I bought them. There is. Like, I could see your name, I could see your face, and I could see your husband, and I know what you guys do, but your name just escaped my mind. Thank you, Cynthia. I think I've seen a lot of my fellow wreath makers venture out into other things. When the economy changes, you have to be able to change with it. Lisa, that's right. And Jonathan, thank you. How are we doing? There we go. You could put a lot of different greenery in here. You could do one with just greenery and not flowers. If you want the florals and the heart or whatever you're doing to be the focal piece. Need to get some pink over here. Sometimes, we lose our flowers or they lose a bud. So we're just going to, well, thank you, Kathy. I try to do stuff different, Listen, you can only decoupage so much. But, we did decoupage and we added some other stuff to it. We need to add some glue down there. Just shoot her in the hole. See, we could go all the way around or we could just stop there. I'm thinking I'm going to keep going a little bit further down. Got about 7 minutes. I think her name might be Jennifer. Don't quote me on that. But Fox and Smocks is up next. Thanks, Michelle. Get that between little beads. And I put the beads closer down at the bottom because I didn't think I would be putting stuff down here. But I did leave a little bit of a gap just in case. I need. I have to get some more baby's breath or I would have put those in there. Andrea, these were just from Dollar Tree. And then I printed this out. It's these are all in one clump. There. How's that? So a lot of things, you can get from Dollar Tree and then spruce them up a lot. This would be one of them. That one doesn't have a very long stem, so we're going to give it a little bit of extra support. The girl in the last one, I think Charlotte was talking about a Ryobi glue gun. They're hot. They're really, really hot. The only time I use my Ryobi anymore is when I'm doing florals. Just because you usually need a lot of glue. Oh, I know what happened. The floral, the glue melted the stems. That's how hot it is. I make signs for a living, And so I buy clip art to make my signs. And that's where that came from, was a pack of stuff that I printed or bought from. Gotta stand it up and look at it. So yeah, if you look online for like PNGs or clip art, you know, I know there's some free sites in different places. You have to watch what you're buying from those places because sometimes it's copyrighted. Let's see, where do I want to put this? I know I'm going to touch that glue. There we go. I didn't want to go all the way down. I think I'm liking that. We're going to switch the camera view so you can see it big. So what do you guys think? Oh, I'm holding him a little crooked, but there we go. If you wanted to put a little bow up here, you could. I used just lace. I thought that would be very, you know, appropriate. Lace and Valentine's Day. This big piece right here is kind of bothering me, so I will probably come back and get a little pieces of paper and put right there, just because it's so big. But pretty easy, even though there's a lot of little pieces to it. And I happened to finish in 45 minutes. Woo woo! If you guys try this, send me a picture. I'd love to see it. I love when I can do something that inspires somebody else. And if you're not a member of Craft Around the Clock, you should be. There are so many amazing designers in there, and there's all kinds of things to do. Some people do one thing and one thing only. Oh, you're quite welcome, Kathy. Hi, Melissa Busby. You're just finishing up. Thank you. So please, hey, Peggy. Thank you. All right. Last minute, if you're just in the background watching, you'll want to comment because I'll be pulling 10 names from the live. And we put them in a bucket. And then the first live of the next month, we will announce the recipients because there are words that Facebook don't like and they knock you down the algorithm. So we have to be playful with our words. But I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with me more than you'll ever know. Please like and follow, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.